Hey everyone, this is MoD366, or MoD as most people call me. We are now playing Fox and Forests, a action platformer developed by Bonus Level Entertainment in 2018. And as you may see already on the title screen, it's a retro style game, and it's really good. With me I have Steve TV Online.
Hello.
And as I heard, the incentive for me reading that intro poem was met. Can you again confirm that, Tim?
Yes, I can indeed confirm that the incentive was met, so we're good to go on that.
Wonderful. So,
I'm even excited to hear this. I haven't heard him do this, so.
Oh yeah. I practiced it like twice, just so I get a proper posh accent. I think it won't be quite Shakespearean, but more Victorian. But hey, who cares, right? It's all just for the fun. So usually we would start the timer here, set to -12 seconds. But since we are reading that poem, it'll take longer than 12 seconds. So I'll tell you when to start the timer. It's basically when I get control of the character. So, once upon a time, a naughty fox named Rick was about to commit a little crime. Patty the partridge was outraged, told Rick that she doesn't taste good and that he should look for some other food. But then she had a clever idea, almost forgetting why in the first place she was here. Patty asked Rick for help to fight the evil green-eyed horde, promising many treasures as his reward. Rick agreed and promised that he will be kind. Let us just hope that they do not have different ideas in mind. I do like the artwork for all of these. It's awesome. And yeah, that's what you paid for, basically. We skip this, and time will start in 3, 2, 1 now. Okay. So, we are Rick the Fox. We do have some basic abilities at the start, so we can double jump. We have a magic melee crossbow, and yes, that's what it's officially called. With that, we can do this pirouette attack in the air. We can shoot arrows, which I will show in a second, and we can switch seasons, which is the main gimmick of this game. So each stage has a set season that it's in, because the whole forest is stuck in one of the 4 seasons. And we can switch to a different season, but that costs us mana. That's the blue bar in the top center. And we can switch whenever we want, as long as we stand on the ground. We can switch back whenever we want, even in the air. Switching to the second season costs time, which is why we do it as little as possible. Switching back costs no time whatsoever, so that doesn't really matter. Yep.
You can get back mana, as you saw. He was collecting those those blue crystals. Those gain back your mana if you are low. So even if you're in that, you can gain up your mana back up to keep it in the season longer by collecting those crystals.
Yeah, that's true. We do want to use this pirouette attack after jumping as much as possible to defeat enemies. Just because doing that means we don't have to stop and can still defeat them. And we do need to collect some money for some upgrades that we have to buy, so that's also one of the reasons why we need to kill the enemies anyway. In this first stage, we want to finish with at least 400 coins. More is better, because in the next stage I tend to go a little low. So, yeah, if we get a little more, that's always good. But it's not too bad if we don't.
One other thing that you saw him collect in this level were seeds. In order to get to the final world, you have to collect 24 of those seeds. So the routing in this is collecting a certain amount of seeds in each one of the worlds in order to collect those 24 seeds that we need in the end.
Yeah, and what you saw just now, you may know the term coyote time, so jumping after walking off of an edge. We have infinite coyote time in this game, so you can just walk off the edge and just jump whenever you want, and you still have your double jump, which is quite handy.
Another thing you'll notice up at the top are his hearts. He has 5 hearts. And those hearts, if you get hit, obviously you're depending on what size of the enemy, will take down a certain amount of hearts. And if you manage to get hit too much, you will end up dying. And there are checkpoints in this game that you can use for safety purposes, but a lot of the times we know where the enemies are going to be, so we'll usually use them for safety, mostly. So.
Yeah, and not only that, in the, let's say, normal stages, so in all non-autoscrollers, and yes, there are autoscrollers, the checkpoints will cost money to use, and it's a rather tight money route, at least for the first 3/4 of the game. So, well, the first half of the game, let's say. And so we don't want to use them, because, like I said, they cost money, and we don't have the money. So we did end up with more money that I really need. That's really good. And here we have the second stage, the Gorge. I love this stage. It's a bit weird and finicky with these leaves because the physics of those leaves is just bad. But hey, it's
Are
just
you going
awesome.
for the risky
I
jump?
am going for the risky jump. Yes, I am.
All right.
Oh, really? Okay, come on. So, yeah, we do want to kill not every enemy, but certain enemies that we know give the most money. Because as you might have seen, most enemies drop exactly 2 coins. A bronze one and either a silver or a gold one. The bronze ones are worth 1, the silver ones are worth 5, and the gold ones are worth 10. So we tend to go for the enemies that drop a gold one, and that was that scary jump I was talking about. And yeah, it is rather tight, but I mean, in the start, when I started running this game, I never had a problem with that jump. Then all of a sudden, I just messed it up quite often, and I used to not do it anymore. But well, I practiced, and it's working pretty well now, so I go for it. I mean, the worst that can happen is I miss it and we lose like a minute and a half or something. And, well, my estimate is generous enough for that. Let's put it like that. So, we do want to keep the season switched here because we need one more leaf. And as I said, switching the seasons costs time. Switching back doesn't. So, yeah.
So
you've seen me... Oh, okay, you explain it.
The other item that he collected there were grindstones. Those grindstones were only going to be collecting 2 throughout the game because we're going to be using those for upgrades as well as the coins that we're collecting.
Yeah, so you can upgrade your melee attacks, just the melee attacks, not the arrows. Those get upgrades in other ways. But you can upgrade the melee attack 3 times. The first time we need 2 grindstones. For the second one we need 6. And for the third one we need all 12 that the game has. And it's just not worth it. Collecting all of them, you don't save enough time to make it up. And I hate that I'm 3 coins short here. I'm 3 coins short for a normal jump on the seesaw. So, depending on how you land on that seesaw, you get either 40, 90, or 200 coins. And the more coins you get, the longer it takes to count up to that value. And so we usually only want to go for the 40. Had to go for the 90 there. Do you want to tell us about the boss?
Yeah, so this boss is, I find him really fun. It's random on what side he'll jump off, or jump from. So you have to shoot him, each time he comes on, I usually try and shoot him about 6 times until he does a little, extra face, like you saw right there. And, that means that his first phase is over. Then he goes into his second phase where he'll be, dropping down, little toxic balls or bubbles. You're going to want to freeze them, and then you're going to hit, I believe it's 6 of them total towards him.
It's 5. It's 5.
Five of them towards him, and that will end up getting the kill on him.
Yeah. So, and that's the first piece of magic bark that we have to collect. So basically, what we saw at the beginning, that huge tree, that's the season tree, telling us that the evil witch has stuck the forest in the seasons. And to free the forest, we have to collect 4 pieces of magic bark, 1 from each of the 4 areas. And yeah, we just bring back the first piece of magic bark, and I forgot to skip this text, so we have to mesh through it, because skipping is only possible in the very first screen. Yeah, what else I did is buy 2 upgrades. That was the first new attack, which is a double jump spin attack, the main attack of the game. The devs even, well, they do tell you in their tutorial that after the first stage, go back and buy that because it's good. I didn't, because it costs time and ain't nobody got time for that. But yeah, what we can do now is just drop on top of enemies and destroy them that way. And it's just so much nicer than the usual period attack. It's so much easier to hit enemies with that.
One more thing that he did end up doing is once he turned in the stuff to the tree there, he actually got a new power-up for his bow.
Yeah, so after each piece of bark that we deliver, we get a magic arrow. We now have the green magic arrow that shoots 3 arrows at once. And we'll talk about the other ones when I get them, I think. Don't have to spoil it.
Right.
Ah, come on. Hit the platform. Wow, come on, Rick. Thank you. Boy, that was...
So what you saw there was he had a little target that he had to hit, and it had a specific color on it. That target can only be hit by the color arrow that you have. So that target was green, and he has the green arrow upgrade, so he was only able to hit it with that.
Yeah. As you can see, I go for many of those boars because, as you may have also seen, they drop 3 golden coins, and we still need a bit of money for 1 more upgrade to buy at a specific point, so I do want that money.
So one thing you've also noticed in this level is he's doing specific things in order to get the seeds to actually spawn in the game. The first one, he had to drop down the center area for those ants underground. If I remember correctly, Mod told me that that was one of the hardest seeds for him to find.
Yeah, it took me like 3 hours to find that on my first casual playthrough. It's... I mean, there are 3 of those holes to jump into. 2 of them you see goodies, so of course you jump into those, right? And yeah, that's the trap. That's the trap of it all, and they got me there. They really got me there. So yeah, after running through all of the stages, we will end up with only 22 of the magic seeds that we need. So we do have to visit 1 stage for a second time, but we'll just take the the first stage. It's the shortest. And conveniently, there are 2 more seeds left there, so it works out perfectly. So we jump up here. Those platforms are hidden by the leaves. I could change seasons to show them, but that takes time. And no, why would I? I know where they are. I know that here is the last seed that we need. So now we just end the stage, be done with it, and I really like that Patty is just getting shot through the air every single time. But
yeah,
now,
that seed changing at the end of the level, I just started the game not too long ago, and I still have trouble trying to remember how to get up there, so I unfortunately still have to change the season, but eventually I should get there.
yeah, I mean, you get used to it rather quickly. If you do a few runs, you just know what to look for. So yeah, this is the first of 2 autoscrollers. We do need a 900 coins coming out of it, and this is one thing that can shorten this autoscroller a bit. When we die after hitting the checkpoint, we will be reset to a point after the checkpoint. So I timed it, and it saves around 7 seconds over the course of this stage. If we hit the checkpoints when they're on the far right and just instantly die. But since this is an autoscroller and not very much is happening, Tim, do we have any messages?
Yes, we do. I would like to thank everybody for watching. We are ESA Together, which is a week-long online marathon that is featuring speedrunners and score attackers from all around the world. We've invited everybody, be it ESA regulars or first-timers, to showcase their best for you. ESA Together is supporting ESA and our other affiliated events' increased costs this year connected with the coronavirus outbreak. By donating to ESA Together, you will be supporting the future of ESA. All donations will go directly towards supporting the running of future events for you to enjoy. And I would also like to quickly add, remember that we do have the big goal of $10,000. If we can get that, we will secure the Final Fantasy VII Remake bonus run.
Wait, what? I didn't know that. Okay, I do want us to get those 10K. That's awesome. I want to see that. I don't want to be spoiled with the game, but I want to see that. That's rather paradox, but I do want to see that. So please, guys, make it happen.
So, as you've seen throughout this entire level, he's been collecting every single seed. Since this is an autoscroller, these first 2 aren't that hard to collect the seeds, so we just try and collect every single one of them inside of the level here. And we want to make sure, like Mod said, that we have 900 coming out of this level. And if you don't get the 900 by the point that he's at right now, there's one area at the very end of this that you would be able to collect some more coins by shooting targets instead of the catapult at the end.
Yeah. So if I shoot these targets, these large coins appear, and I can collect them. And they count basically like the seesaw. So the more coins I get, the more money I make. But it's slow, and if I don't have to, I really don't want to collect them. So the second boss, the Wasp. I hate the Wasp because it's the most RNG boss in the game.
This is my favorite boss in the entire one. It's just funny the way that we end up hurting the Wasp. All you have to do is you have to shoot a certain amount of times, and then you have to use your season change to make them go into the spikes with the wind. I just have a lot of fun with this boss for some reason. So,
the fight itself is fun, definitely. But there are patterns where you can one cycle each of the 4 hits you have to get. And there are patterns where it's just impossible to get a one cycle. So this will be a one cycle on the last hit. The first and the last hit are the easiest to one cycle. The second and third mostly won't work. Just because the game's RNG hates you. But yeah, we did get our second piece of magic bark. We do have the 900 coins that we need, so we go back to the season tree. And before that, we do buy the upgrade that we still need, which is... come on, I want to buy this, thank you. Which is a stomp attack that we can now do. And we need that in the very next stage. And also we get the red magic arrows, my favorite magic arrows. Which shoots 3 arrows in a straight line, in really fast succession. So yeah, it's just my go-to weapon, really.
And this next level he's going to go to is actually probably my worst level in the entire game. I struggle with this level for some reason. I don't know why.
I love it so much. I love this level so much.
Yeah, with this level, you're going to see he's jumping through certain platforms, and others he's going around. The way that you can tell if you can go through them or not is by the thickness of the boards underneath the platforms.
Yeah. Except for these moving platforms, you can always jump through those, even if they are quite thick. So when we change the seasons here, we can basically stop all the machines from running. And that's a really good thing, because all of those moving platforms that we've already seen a few of are on a global timer. And the very last platform of this stage has a 40-second full cycle, which means if you arrive at the place where the platform is and it just left, you have to wait for 40 seconds for it to reappear. And we do want to at least try to mitigate that. It's not really easy, because there are so many things that can just throw you off that it's really hard to time when to switch seasons to stop the machines. So yeah, it's the biggest run killer, really. So there have been runs where I was like really far ahead and then just lost 40 seconds on this stage, which is kind of the worst if that happens. So yeah. I was unfortunately not quick enough to stop that platform from going up. It was already out of reach, but I could have changed seasons. I hope that doesn't matter too much, but I'm not sure. Just saw that platform going up. Not a good sign, I think. But we'll see. We'll see, we'll see. I don't think that other than dying, I will go overestimate. So that's all good.
Yeah, this is where I usually do a safety save when I'm in this level, even when I'm running for like a PB or something, because coming up in this next area is where I managed to die quite a bit for some reason. And as we've said before, if you manage to die, then you have to start from your last checkpoint. And since he's not really bought a checkpoint because of money purposes, he would have to start at the very beginning of the level.
Yeah. Oh, let's take this one. The platform's not there anyway. So from this point on, we only need 60 more coins in total. So everything else we can just spend. And yeah, let's go for the safety save, because I have been known to dying relatively close to the last platform, and this whole stage is 7 minutes. So if you die there and don't have a checkpoint, hey, hooray, you lost 7 minutes of your run. Oh, come on. Other direction. Thank you. So let's go through there. Then stop this conveyor belt to go through here. And shoot the target to climb up here. So it really... this game works really well with that season-changing mechanic. I really love how the game does it, because it doesn't. It's not tedious. It makes the game fun. So sometimes you have some some quirks to a game that are just annoying, but this is the complete opposite in my opinion. I really like that.
And as I've experienced in this level, freezing time, and what I like about it is the freezing mechanic in this level, it can just change, like, you have to...
Oh, come on,
be able to... You have to be able to improvise quite a bit if you freeze it at the wrong time.
Yeah. Okay, now I definitely missed that top platform. I don't think I have any way of making that up. So maybe we will have some downtime there. But we'll see. So this is the point where I usually do a safety save if I'm low on health. Just because these spiders do quite a bit of damage. And if you kill them, they drop their gear, and that also does damage. Not only to you, but also to other enemies, but primarily to you. And that's the last seed of this stage. Very nice. Didn't miss any. Oh, did I tell you, when I was derusting, on I think the very first derust run, I forgot to pick up the very first seed in the very first stage, the one that's just out in the open. Yeah, that was a bit embarrassing. that really was a bit embarrassing.
I've never missed this. So are you able to go into the next levels then, or?
Yeah, you are. It's just, you know, and I didn't even realize it when I was revisiting the stage that there was a seed, because I wasn't looking up there. And I was like, okay, I got all the seeds that I need. And then that little tree told me, no, you need 24. And it was like, I have 24. Looked in the menu, and no, I didn't. And then I checked which seed I could have missed, and yeah, then I saw it. But yeah, we do have some downtime here, because that platform is who knows where. Oh, there it comes. Okay. But I do think we can get a quick donation or message in, if we have any.
Okay, yes. What I'd like to do very quickly is just mention that we do have a couple of incentives that still need to be met, along with the 10,000 goal for Final Fantasy VII Remake. We do have a couple for the Yono and the Celestial Elephants run, which is coming up in the morning. And if you like this game, I was just having a look at the graphics on the Yono game, and it is absolutely amazing. It's very, very cute indeed. And the choices you have here, we can put $50 towards the mini Yono glitch, which basically means that its bullets will show off the little glitch that makes Yono get tinier and tinier and tinier, which is going to be brilliant. And then the best one of all, for all you Zelda fans out there, and we know there's lots of you, if you donate again, we've got $33 and we need 50. His bullets will change Yono's outfit to have Link's hat and tunic. So we will have the Celestial Elephant wearing the hat and the tunic. And to be honest, that is just, oh, wow. So please, please, please donate towards those goals and raise even more money to support ESA. Thank you very much.
Yeah, those sound awesome. Those goals really sound awesome. This stage, it's something of a nemesis of mine. Okay, did not get that timing. Bummer.
Yeah, this used to be one of my worst levels, but it's grown on me quite a bit. I'm really fond of this level.
the thing is, I died very often during my casual run, during my first casual playthrough of this game, in this stage. But the thing that made me hate this stage is the original 100% category that's now called True 100%. In that category, you have to not only get all the pickups, but you also have to buy all of the upgrades that you can, even if they don't count to the in-game 100% counter. That means you have to farm money to upgrade your health. And this is the stage where you can get the most money in the time that you spend. So during each true 100% run, you visit this stage like 9 times just to grind money.
Yeah, and if you, speaking of money, as you noticed, he isn't really picking up anymore because there actually isn't any more power-ups or anything that he's going to be buying after that last power-up that he did. So he's just basically going through the levels as fast as he can now.
Yeah. Nothing more to get. I mean, if the coins fall to my feet, okay, yeah, why not? But oh, we get hit at the end of the stage, or do we? Yeah, we do. Nice.
One thing that he picked up that we never talked about were the vials, the potion vials that he's going to be using to get 2 potions actually very soon here after the next world. He's going to be buying 2 potions that he'll be using for the final boss.
Yeah, that's the only reason why we take those bottles with us. I mean, it doesn't take too long to collect them. One of them was just in the way, and the other one wasn't that far off. And with each of these magic potions that we will buy, we can just skip one of the boss phases, and that's pretty darn good.
So as you can see, for this boss, there isn't really that much to explain. As long as you know where you're going in this, the boss will always be the same because it's basically an auto-scroller, a vertical auto-scroller that we have going on here.
Yeah, we just have to run away from the boss. Come on. And let's just say the problem will fix itself at the end.
Because we technically have no way of hurting it at the moment.
Yeah, it's a mechanical spider. Like the metal is way too tough for our arrows and even for our melee attacks, so no chance to hurt it. But there are other ways. Let's put it like that. And this, I must say, is my favorite boss fight, or the favorite boss stage, because it's just pure technical. No luck or RNG or anything. It's just, yeah, if you move good, you will never see the spider. If you move bad, then it will kill you.
This has been, I've died on here more than a couple of times when I've gotten up to the top. So, yeah, I'm not a really big fan of this boss.
Oh yeah, I missed some jumps here myself. So, and yeah, maybe you can see what will kill the spider. And I'm jumping here because that spider is rubber banding, and I'm not sure if it rubber bands to the last platform I was on or to the actual height I'm at. So I'm jumping just to increase my height in case the spider rubber bands to that. I never really had the possibility to really check that. So because I mean I never did 2 runs of this in the very same way, so I could really time it, and I did not want to go there. I wanted to go here because we now are at 22 magic seeds. There you can see it, and now we just have to collect the final 2 that we need.
And there's going to be a faster way to get through this level now that we have more power-ups.
Yeah.
We have the double jump as well as our arrows, so using the arrows will allow us to get the seeds that we need, as well as a shortcut at the end that will allow us to finish the level up faster.
Yeah, I mean, I think you all saw that green target at the start. I didn't mention it then because, well, you see now what it did. And there are other targets that we can now hit with our red arrows to get the last seed that we need and a shortcut at the very end. One good thing, 2 of those red arrows kill one of those treemen, so they are dead really quickly. And other than that, we just want to go through here as quickly as possible. Okay, come on. Marathon luck, please. No. Sometimes, like twice, I think twice or 3 times in 130 hours of running this game, I managed to land on that upper basket. I have no idea what the requirements are for that jump. And it doesn't really save much time, like a second or something. But it's just for the swag, you know. And I was hoping for marathon luck to be on my side, but no way. So we can now go through here, get rid of those ants, and collect that last magic seed. Drop down here with our stump, so the enemies are not annoying. And then we just finish the stage, as we already did before. And you wanted to kill me, I saw that. All those enemies that are trying to kill me, I tell you. It's as if they don't want me to finish this game. But yeah, the thing is, when I was practice reading that intro poem, it does mention the Green-Eyed Horde, and after that I just, yeah, I paid attention, and it's really every enemy has green eyes. It's really the Green-Eyed Horde. I never before realized that.
I had never seen the opening before.
Yeah, I mean, you only speedrun it, right? You didn't play casually.
I played casually for a little bit, but I didn't really remember it, so then I just went right into the speedrun.
Ah, okay. So yeah, we shoot that red target, and if you're about halfway into the target, you can shoot it from the wrong direction. It will still trigger. So that's a little optimization. But we are now through with collecting the seeds. Oh, and turning around on that seesaw is just... why not? Doesn't do anything. Could even cost some time, I'm not sure. So we buy the first potion and the second potion. These are the ones that we will use later on. We will get the third magic arrow that we will practically never use.
I don't think I've ever used that blue.
I mean, if you have played through the game casually. Next up is the second autoscroller of the second, let's say, proper autoscroller of the game. Do you want me to show you the locations of the magical seeds? It doesn't matter for the category, so I can just take them because it doesn't cost time.
I mean, it is an autoscroller, so just going through and collecting them doesn't really matter. So yeah, you can.
Okay, then we will actually use the blue arrows. Because the very first one is when hitting that blue target, and you have to use that boomerang shot to hit that target, and then this seed appears. That's number one. And when I was first collecting the seeds here, I hated that one because I was just flying into that wall so often. It wasn't even funny.
And this level, actually, this autoscroller actually has my favorite season change in the entire thing, where when you use your season change, it'll actually drop the icicles. If you can shoot them, or you can change the season, it'll drop the icicles, and it can drop onto the enemies. So I just find it the most fun. Yeah,
so the second one, you just have to be quick to get around there and back. And there's another runner of this game, Adept Omega, told me she never figured out how to do this. To have just... I think it's really just one sweet spot where you can be to neither hit the ceiling nor the floor. And I just found it by accident. So yeah, down there was a green target that made this seed appear. Let's go for the usual arrows because we don't want to waste any mana. Up here is the 4th seed. Not hard to get if you know that you have to take the upper route. Hey there. Bye there.
Yeah, the one thing about these the season change in this also is it freezes the water, and if you freeze it at the wrong time, you can actually die on the wall off of the waterfalls there.
Yeah.
Which I've died to many a times.
Oh, I once switched back the seasons when I was in the waterfall. So, yeah. I know that feeling. I know that feeling. So the water around me just froze and I died. Well, that's one way to go out. Okay. So, here we have 2 ways to get around those platforms. One has 2 icicles, the other has 2 birds. Just go wherever you want. Doesn't really matter. And here is the easiest seed of this stage. You just collect it. No requirements whatsoever. And just because we did it for the last stage, come on, green here, green up there, and red down here makes those coins appear. Just you know, to show you the full level. Okay.
Yep, we were both about to point this level out. This is probably the worst level in the entire game.
Most of or many of these enemies do a full heart of damage. Those large centaurs do, and yeah, with only 5 hearts of health, that's a lot. This is the one stage where I usually do a safety save, so and an intentional death right after that. Let's see what my health looks like when we are at that point, but I do think that I'll do it now as well. But I mean, here at the start, we have some birds dropping bones wherever they got those from.
Both the bird and the bones can hurt you.
Yeah.
The fragment and the full bones. So there's a lot of things that want to hurt you in this level.
Yeah. But other than that, nothing much happens here. So do we have any messages?
Yes, we do indeed. I would just like to remind everybody that we are ESA Together, and we're raising funds to support ESA and other associated events during the current situation. And remember that all of your donations do go towards supporting ESA and allowing us to provide more marathons for charity.
Wonderful. So yeah, I'm taking some intentional damage here because I will death abuse. I didn't like my health too much. So let's just get a hit here. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted that. Get this one. Jump into the fly and be reborn with full health. Yay. So easy to restore health if there's a checkpoint in sight. Well.
And another thing that you've noticed him do throughout this level is there's a lot of damage abuse here because of the immunity that you get after getting hit. You're just able to walk through the enemies, like the lizards that he went through, as well as the centaurs that are shooting at you.
Yeah, right here we want to try to hit the bird for the damage, just because he only does half a heart and not a full heart. It doesn't matter on easy, it does matter on normal, because on normal every damage is doubled. So I'm not sure about hard. I think I never played this game on hard. I do have to one of these days, but for now I didn't really have the time to route out the hard category. So we're pretty much at the end of the stage. A few enemies here. Just some more walking to the right, and then we can hear the sound of the end right around here. Nice. That was... I did a double jump? I didn't even realize that. Okay. Well, happens. Now...
Alright, the hysterical hyena. This is where some of the RNG comes into play.
Yeah, and I did get rather bad RNG here at the start. So where the icicles at the top spawn is completely random. You have to have them drop on top of the hyena, switch seasons to make him wet, switch seasons again to freeze him, and then attack him. And for the first one, we want an icicle far to the left. Other than that, we want them as far to the right as possible, just so he doesn't have to walk that much to be under that icicle.
I struggle with this boss so much.
And that was not a bad fight. This is the last hit. And I just moved my hand to my split key because I wanted to split, but I don't have my timer running. Nice. It's just so automatic. Okay, I had the last hit. The split is coming up. Move the hand there. Yeah, no. We don't. So we've got all the tree bark that we need, all the magical bark that we need. Now we can take it to the season tree.
Final boss.
Now we can take it to the season tree. Everything's fine, right? Because yeah, he has everything he needs. But oh no, this season tree was the evil witch all along.
Plot twist.
Plot twist. Here we have a minor visual glitch. We can skip this this text box before it appears, and when we does, it just stays there. Does nothing, but it just shows you were mashing the button. So, first potion for the first phase, because that first phase can stop us from attacking, and it's more frequently stopping us from attacking than the second one. I shouldn't have said that. Well,
yeah, where the lightning shows up in the second phase is random.
Yeah.
There's a phase coming up later on in the ice phase where the ice is coming from either the right or the left side is random as well.
Yeah.
And then the final phase is always going to be the same timing, but it's a little bit more difficult because it does a lot more damage with the final eye lasers.
So, now we have 20 more hits on this enemy. That was cheeky, but I got it. Okay, so this is a little risky strat to go for 4 hits. I usually went only for 3 and then just tried, hey, can I get a 4th one in? And yes, I can. So we do this 5 times. This is the 4th time, so these are 16 hits. 4 more hits and it's time. 1, 2, 3, and time. My beauty was supposed to be eternal! Beauty. Yeah, sure. And you know what? You know what? The story continues in poem form. I will do the outro story as a poem as well. Just because I do think we are good below estimate. So yeah. Finally, Rick has defeated the Withering Witch and has rid the world of this nasty itch. And I just hit skip out of... because I'm used to hitting skip there. Well, okay. Then we don't read the rest.
You could go in and show the after the credits.
I could. I could do that. I do want to keep these credits running for a bit because this game was backed on Kickstarter, and there was a tier where the backers could send in a photo, and that photo would appear as a 16-bit art in the credits, and they just look awesome. So I do want to show them. What was the time?
You were finished on a time of 45:44.
That's good. That's that's a bit more than a minute behind my world record, so that's fine. That's good for what happened. And yeah, we had to wait for the elevator in 3-1, so yeah, it's good. And here's the art, and I think it's just beautiful. I mean, yeah, it's pixelated, but it's 16-bit, so what do you expect? You know?
Yeah, if you want to run this game, go to our speedrun.com, and there's a whole guide that was made for the walkthrough, and you can contact people that are part of the community, and we'll help you through it. Mod helps me through the speedrun, and it's a really simple game to learn, but there's some technical parts to it that take a little bit of practice.
Yeah, but I do have to say, Steve learned this game as part of a 12-hour challenge, and his time is only 5 minutes behind mine. So I think that's really, really good for only 12 hours. So yeah. But yeah, we do really have some really awesome art here in the credits. But let's go to the main menu. And was it? No, we only have the wedding and the credits. Shoot, we can't get back there.
That's what I was gonna. Not that ending. I was gonna say you could show the wedding.
Oh yeah, I can show the wedding. So we now get the choice. Do we want to marry Patty the Partridge or not? Do we like her enough? I'd say yes. So she just lands in her arms, and hey, Rick, you may now kiss your bride. Yeah, but that should be it from me. Thank you, Steve, for commentating with me. Thank you, Tim, for your awesome work hosting. And thanks, ESA, for letting me showcase this run.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so that's it from me. Have fun with Big John and The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
Well, thank you first of all, Mod. That was a fantastic run. Thank you very much, and also to Steve as well for some fantastic commentary. I hope everybody enjoyed that run as much as I did. It was absolutely fantastic. Okay, we're about to go to a quick intermission here, but before we do, we have received a $10 donation from Sibak without a comment. That has gone towards the Yono and the Celestial Elephants Wear Link's Tunic incentive. So we are very, very close to that indeed now. In fact, we're only $7 away for that. So thank you very much indeed for your generous donation. Okay, so we're going to go off for a wee intermission here. And when we come back, we will have Big John. Looking forward to it.